So you see a lead sheet like this. It's got a basic melody and it's got basic chords written on it. A computer may tell you to play it like this. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to instantly turn it into this. It's actually easier than you think. So let's dive into it. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Matt Hodge, and for the last 15 years, I've been a music professor and a professional pianist and a private piano coach, and I love helping people on their piano journey. I love helping you too. So this video is for you. I've gotten a lot of requests from my YouTube subscribers to have more videos about lead sheets. So we're gonna dive into it, okay? What I'm gonna show you in this video is easy to implement, and it's great foundation to build on how do you turn lead sheets into beautiful music. So step one. Step one is you wanna make sure you know what the notes of the chords are, right? So you want to know notes. Now, if you need help understanding chords or notes on the piano or staff, especially with a lead sheet, you do have to be able to read melody and read a little bit of sheet music. If you need help with that, please download. There's a link in my video description below. It's a link to a free PDF that I created for you all, my YouTube audience. It's called The Ultimate Intro Guide to Piano. It's a 24-page PDF, totally free, and I have tons of information in there to help you. So if you need help with lead sheets, especially reading notes of the melody, that's going to help you. Okay, so we want to make sure we know what the notes of the chords are. So let's look. The first chord is F minor 7. So that is F, A flat, C, E flat, and the melody note is an A flat. The next chord is a B flat minor 7. So that chord would be B flat, D flat, F, A flat, and the melody note is a D flat. The next chord is an E flat 7. So that is an E flat, G, B flat, D flat, and the melody note is a G. The next chord is an A flat major 7. So that's A flat, C, E flat, G, with the melody note of a C. The next chord is a D flat major. So D flat, F, A flat, C, with the melody note on F. And then next chord, G7 chord, G, B, D, F, and the melody is F, and then goes up to B. And then the final chord for this passage that we're going to learn is a C major 7, C, E, G, B, with an E and the melody. Okay? Now, if you need to pause the YouTube video to write those chords down, totally fine. That's the great thing about YouTube videos. You can pause them, rewind them, slow them down, all that great stuff. Now, the next step we need to do is we're going to go chord by chord, and we are going to ask ourselves specific questions that's going to help us fill the chord out and understand, what do I play with my left hand? What do I play with my right hand? Because here is the trick. We've got to get out of our heads that right hand plays melody note and left hand plays chord. That's sort of this stereotype that we learn often as beginner piano players, and that's not necessarily true. We want to expand our minds on that, and in a way that makes it a more beautiful sound. So what am I talking about? First, here is what you're going to do. In the left hand for each chord, so our first chord, F minor 7. Well, if I play that full chord in my left hand, that's not very pretty. That's pretty muddy. Or even if I play it up here, that's better, but that's still clunky, right? I don't want this because it feels very uneven. If we just play melody notes in our right hand and full chords in our left hand, it feels clunky because it's not even. It's one note in our right hand, a lot of notes in our left hand, and especially in a way when it's clunky. With the left hand, here is the rule. You want less notes in the left hand and you want them more spaced out. Now, what do I mean by that? If I play an F minor 7 here with my left hand, if I play that full chord, the notes are very close together. Well, on a piano, the farther left on the piano you go, or the lower you go, the more muddy it's going to sound when you have notes together. So listen to how muddy this sounds. Now, if I took out some notes, that doesn't sound nearly as muddy. Now, here's the deal. We are going to remove notes from our left hand because they are going to show up in our right hand, which we'll get to. So, what notes do we remove? A big philosophy I have is 9 out of 10 times the first note I'm going to remove from the left hand is the middle note. So when we have our chords, we have like that one, the bottom note, the middle note, the top note, all that stuff. Well, in an F minor 7, F, A flat, C, E flat, I'm going to remove the middle note, which would be the middle note of the basic minor chord. So here, F, A flat, C, because it has a 7, but really it's an F minor chord. I'm going to take away that middle. So I'm going to take away A flat. What I want to be left with is the bottom note, the 1 note, the 5 note, what we call the dominant note, and then if there's also a 7, for now, I'm going to take that note out too. So I'm just going to have 2 notes here. But what I'm going to do is that bottom note, I'm going to add an 8, which an 8 is really a 1, just an octave higher. So it looks like I'm playing 3 notes in my left hand, but I'm really just playing 2 because the bottom and the top are the same note, just in octaves. So now I've gone from this to this. Now, the right hand, we need to first know what's our melody note. So here on the word U, our melody note is an A flat. Now, just like I asked myself, what notes could I delete from my left hand? I'm going to ask the opposite for my right hand. What notes can I add to my right hand? Because I'd love to have multiple notes, 2 or 3 notes in the right hand. So if I have my melody, I need to start to ask myself, total, do I have the notes of the chord, every note somewhere in between the 2 hands? It doesn't mean both hands have to play the whole chord, but somewhere do I have every note in the chord present? So we said in F minor 7 was these notes, F, A flat, C, E flat. So I start to ask myself, okay, do I have an F somewhere? Yes, I have an F in my left hand. Actually, I have 2. Great. Do I have an A flat? I do. It's my melody note. Great. Do I have a C? Oh, I do, in my left hand. Great. Do I have the E flat? Oh, I don't have it yet. So now any notes that we are missing can go in the right hand underneath the melody. We don't ever want to put notes higher than the melody. That's more of an advanced thing to do. You have to be really careful with dynamics and touch when you do that, because in general, our human ears hear whatever the highest note being played on the piano is. That's our melody note. So when I want to start to add notes, I want to do it below the melody in my right hand. So we just said I need an E flat. Well, if my melody note is A flat, then I'll add the E flat underneath it. That's not bad at all. Now, I like having 3 notes in my right hand. So let's add 1 more note. So what's an easy note that is close to where my hand is that I could add that's in the chord? So it could be that F. It could be the C. I like the sound of the C. So look how my left hand is now more spread. So there's not notes close together in clunker ways. My left hand is more spread. My left hand is focusing on the 1 note and the dominant note, the 1 and the 5, because those are the 2 most strong. They're the strongest notes of any chord, so those are great to have in the left hand. My right hand has the note that I took away from the left hand, which is great. It's filling in other notes, and my right hand can have notes that are closer together. So that C and E flat, they are closer together, but it sounds better in the right hand because it's higher up. So now we have that first chord. So now, in terms of rhythm, we're gonna get to that later. But right now we have just the notes of the chord. So I've got 3 notes in each of my hands. Instead of if I played both an F minor 7 in both hands, that's more clunky. That would be 4 notes in each hand. I've taken away stuff. So now let's add that exact same philosophy, but do it for the next series of chords. So B flat minor 7, we're gonna go through our exact same thought process. We first start with the left hand. Well, what's a B flat minor 7 chord? We just said earlier that it was B flat, D flat, F, A flat. Great. Now, I'm gonna start to take stuff away. Remember the first note I said I wanna take away? I want that note to be that middle of the chord. So that B flat minor chord, that middle note would be D flat, the third. So I'm gonna take that away. I'm also gonna take away the 7th note. I'm gonna put those notes in my right hand. Instead, I'm gonna have 3 notes in my left hand, but really just 2, because I'm making the low note and the top note be the same note, just in octaves. I have the 1 of the chord, the 5 of the chord, and then the 1 note again, just an octave higher. So now I've converted this into this. B flat, F, B flat. I look to my right hand. What's my melody note? D flat. Great. Now, do I have all 4 notes present that I need somewhere in my hand? So I go through each note of the chord. Do I have a B flat? Yes, I got 2 actually. Do I have a D flat? Yes, here in my right hand. Do I have an F? Yes, here. Do I have an A flat? Oh, nope, I need to add it. So I'm gonna add it in my right hand beneath the melody. Here it is. And then I wanna add another note. I wanna have 3 notes in my right hand at least, because you can have more notes in the right hand than the left hand. So I'm gonna add an F down here. So another note still from the chord. So same philosophies. So you would go through and do that for every single chord. Okay, so for the A flat major 7, the next one, I turn it from this, a full A flat major 7 chord in my left hand and a melody note in my right hand. And instead, I turn it to this. I took away the middle of the chord, that third. I made sure that it was in my right hand. My left hand is outlining the 1, the 5, the 1 again as an 8. I added notes beneath the melody note in the right hand. I'm making sure all notes of the chord are present somewhere. So if you go through and do that for every chord, you end up with this. And then if you want to take it up a level, then you start to add rhythm. Well, it's easy to add rhythm in the left hand when you have those open notes. So for each chord, instead of hitting all 3 notes in the left hand, that 1, 5, 8 together, you can do them as an arpeggio. 1, 5, 8. So it gives some rhythm. And you can add just little ripples in the right hand. Yeah, and when you do that and you have a beautiful touch and a softer dynamic level, it instantly enhances the music. So if lead sheets terrify you, this is a great way to start. Now, do I do those steps that I went through? Do I do that for every single chord of every single lead sheet? No, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but this is a great way to practice doing that. So when you have a chord, you figure out, what do I want in the left hand? What can I take away? What important notes can I keep in the left hand? What can I add in the right hand underneath the melody? And it helps you just blossom a beautiful sound. Okay, so let me know in the comments how you did. I love chatting with you all in the comment section. Also, look in the video description for that link to download the free PDF that I created for you to help you with all of this type of stuff. There's also a link in there if you are interested in learning more information about doing a virtual one-on-one piano lesson with me. Okay, have fun with this, and until next time, my friends, keep making music.